Welcome to another episode on the Reality Shift, and today we are interviewing a wondrous, phenomenal being by the name of Tumelo Zondi, and she is co-founder and director at Sprout Africa Entrepreneur, and it's an absolute pleasure and honor to have her on the show today. Tumelo, thank you so much for coming onto the show.
Such an honor. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you, man. That was actually a great take the first time. Normally takes 2 tries or Anyway, man. I just want to get straight into it. And could you just tell us about yourself personally? Growing up, the epitome of what makes who you are, and just your journey to the point at which you are now. Yeah.
Okay, so I've been born and bred in Durban. I'm born into a family of preachers, pastors, so I'm a Christian, True Vine Family Church, that's where I'm from. And yeah, pretty much PK life, that's basically the way I grew up. I studied in Free State, Bloemfontein, University of Free State. I'm studying entrepreneurship. And my journey to service and my journey to entrepreneurship came through my involvement in the non-profit organization Enactus that I was involved in during my university years. And yeah, it's been that way from there. My motto, or really the way that I live by, is really to help people wherever I can. And whatever that I'm involved with, whoever I interact with, I need to have left there or left that space, having left a part of me, having impacted the environment or influenced the environment in any way. And that's the way or how I started my business in agriculture, to assist smallholder farmers in communities and rural communities to be able to basically access opportunities that are available to them, basically expand their pool of opportunities and make them aware of things that are outside of their community, give them access to those opportunities, and also just assist them in realizing their dreams or improving their income or whatever they need assistance with. So that's pretty much me.
And how has that been, that journey? And before, we actually started this, you were talking about how you've done so much in the space of time that you've incorporated. So could you tell me a bit about, that whole snowball effect and, what it's, what you've done in that regard in relation to that empowerment?
I could say that I spent a lot of time in preparation, which I think is a very important thing that a lot of people need to like grasp and appreciate that your preparation time is probably the most important part.
Exactly.
And whenever you're starting anything, be it a business, be it you're starting or you have an idea that you want to implement, preparation is key. So we spend a lot of time in preparation. The project, the business actually started as a project in 2018, but it only properly picked up and became a company 9-10 months ago.
Okay.
And things started picking up really from there. So I could say there was a lot of, I don't know how many times I've changed my model. And you have to be comfortable with change. You have to be comfortable in knowing that whatever idea that you have, it might evolve. You might need to change it a bit so that it fits the needs of the people that you want, or the specific need that you want to address. In a business, if there's something that you want to sell, or something specific that you want to, a need that you want to meet, it will change because people change. So even you as yourself, in whatever idea that you have, you might not, when you're implementing it, it might not come out the way that you wanted it to in the initial stage, because you yourself change. What you think changes all the time. So that's what I could say. I spent a lot of time in preparation along with my co-founders. It's been a very interesting journey. That's pretty much what I could say about it. Entrepreneurship is very interesting.
It certainly is. I think what I want to also touch on is, how did you get named one of the top 100 persons by News 2024 as the next Mandelas of our generation?
What I could say is that in whatever you feel like doing or whatever you wish you could do, just do it. How I ended up there is that I saw the link to the applications, and I thought, why not?
Yeah.
Just write about what you're doing and see if someone thinks it's as great as you think it is. And turns out that they did. So all three of us, myself and my co-founders, we were a part of that list, which was amazing. So yeah, what I could really say is that whatever it is, just do it. You have nothing to lose. I literally lost nothing by applying. It was just filling in some information, and it got me what it got me. So yeah, that's how I ended up there.
I think that's an amazing topic to touch on as well, because I think the collective mindset of us young people is that opportunity is going to come to us.
Yeah.
So could you touch on a bit of that, like how one needs to go out, delay gratification, and you need to go out and either whether it be create opportunities or search and put yourself in those spaces to attract those opportunities. Yeah.
I'd say that's a very important thing, what you just said, putting yourself in those spaces. I think putting yourself in those spaces is not only about what you can do for other people really, but it's also what you receive. You get a lot of benefits just by being in a space surrounded either by people who are influential or who are striving to where you want to be, or just sitting there and listening to information and hearing the way other people think. I think that's very important. As far as opportunities go, my mouth is just as far as opportunities go, I'd say really there's so much opportunity out there. Opportunities that are created by other people, but things that you yourself can do as well to not only improve yourself or get yourself to where you want to be, but also assist other people in the process. And I think entrepreneurship is just one of those things, but there are so many other things that you could do. Volunteering in spaces and just allowing yourself to explore things that you otherwise think you don't have an interest in. Not necessarily, even if you don't have an interest in things, but just being a part of them, just to learn about things that are out there is also very important, I think. So yeah, I growing up, I really exposed myself to a lot. I've been in leadership spaces, not necessarily leading, but just being there to absorb and learn as much as I can and see what is out there. And I think that really helped in broadening my perspective when it comes to certain things. Also opened my eyes to the amount of possibilities that there are. I think seeing opportunities is also a result of exposure. And you have to be intentional about that.
Exactly.
You have to be intentional about exposing yourself to certain things if you want to see the world a certain way, or if you want to see things a certain way. And I think that's very important. That's something young people really need to learn, that you need to put yourself in spaces in order to achieve certain results. You can't just wake up and be a woke person when you haven't learned anything or exposed yourself to anything really that's of real value, So I think that's what young people need to really divert their attention and time more to, exposing themselves to, of course, to the right atmospheres and platforms and things, but really exposing yourself, because that really helps a lot.
And I also wanted to touch on, I saw as well, you did some work in the Durban Youth Council. Would you like to touch on a bit about being associated with them?
Oh, okay. That I think that was the first platform that I really exposed myself in.
Okay. Yeah.
It was in grade 11. They take grade 11s, I believe. I don't know if that's changed. But I know it is just a group of grade 11s that are doing projects and raising awareness on a number of issues.
So you've been at it, being in service for a long time.
Yes, I think that was the very first platform, platform, recognized platform that I became a part of. And I was in the arts and culture because I'm very into arts, all things arts, music, photography, production, that type of stuff. I'm very interested in it. I don't know how to do most of it, but I like following it and just being there. I was in the arts and culture committee, running projects to raise awareness on arts and culture, going to rural communities and teaching kids about arts and culture and engaging in those activities. So I was there, but there were a lot of other committees like advocating for different things at the time. And I think that in itself, being exposed to that sort of platform, because that platform had a lot of support from the mayor's office, it had a lot of external other NGOs that they worked with. And I think being associated with that kind of organization really helped me.
Yeah.
Because then through them I was able to access these other organizations and be exposed to seeing like what these other organizations do, you know, and making what I thought was inaccessible to me a bit closer.
Yeah.
So that really helped me. It really showed me the power of collaboration, I believe. Working in the organization and collaborating with other people from other organizations really assisted me, especially at that age, you know, because at that time I hadn't been to matric yet and hadn't been to university, so already exposing myself from that young age really helped me to seeing that the world is not as big as I thought it is, you know. People are not as inaccessible as I thought they were, and I think that was very important for me to see for myself. Because it made it easier for me to encourage myself to pursue people more and expose myself and contact people where I need help and ask for help where I need it, you know. So I think that experience was one of a lifetime, quite honestly. I made a lot of friends through there. You get to engage with a lot of like-minded people, and from there you see that actually, like, caring about something that's bigger than you is not a weird thing. It's actually a good thing, you know. And through that you nurture that part of you. And for me that was very important because I could say it falls part of my purpose. From there I really saw what I was really passionate about, and I've been on that path ever since.
So I also wanted to ask you were talking about how you're passionate about being in the creative space, you know, arts and that kind of thing. I'm not sure if it's relating to, but what would you like to do, you know, kind of next? You know, what is your, you know, the next kind of thing that you feel like you're drawn to, and what you think is going to be somewhat of the next step for you in the space of entrepreneurship?
Okay, I could say I enjoy creating.
Yeah.
And I just enjoy being in creative spaces. What I could say is that I am looking forward to first learning more about the workings of the creative industry, and then from there I think I'd see what I'd be more what would be more suitable for me to venture into. So I think for now I'm really in the space of learning. But also I'm very interested in skincare these days.
Really?
Yes.
Your skin's flawless, girl.
I try.
That's
I'm
true
trying.
Yeah.
So I'm very interested in that space as well. So I've been learning a lot, taking up short courses about it as well to really get more knowledge about it and how to create your own thing. So I'm all about creating, and creating your own thing, you know. So I'm in that space now of trying to create my own skincare, even though it's not like an official, serious, like real thing. But I'm saying, I'm still learning though, how that works. So
Okay.
That's what I could say is been running on my mind these days.
Okay. And you also talking about the YouTube channel, really?
Yes.
Something
YouTube.
that you.
I'm yet to get the courage to share my thoughts and my views on public platforms. This was actually me being intentional about getting out of my comfort zone. So I'm really excited to be here. To start my own. Let's see how that goes. I'll let you know.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So I think I want to come back to personal and that dimension of Tumelo. Let's talk about the role of Christianity and God in your life. Yeah, a bit about that.
Oh, God, what can I say about the man? He's been amazing. He's been great, quite honestly. As I said, I'm a Christian. I believe very much in God, and I think he's been very he's helped me a lot in keeping me grounded in times when I felt like I was overwhelmed. I wanted to give up, and I wasn't really sure. A lot in times of confusion, I could put. He's been really the one thing that I turned to through it all, because that's where I got like the reminder of who I really was, and what my purpose is. in life, really, which is to serve mostly. So I've like my spirituality has been very, very instrumental in that. Yeah, that's what I could say shortly. Because if I'd start on the number of things that he's done for me, specifically in Sprout, as I said, we're a very young company, but already the accolades, we've gotten a lot of achievements and awards in the time that we've been active. We've won competitions from Unilever, Harmony Gold.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, I had a couple. Well, I had one person who's from Unilever on the show. You should check out the interview. Her name's Tumelo Zondi.
Yes, I saw. I did.
Yeah.
So we won a competition, but that was in 2018, I believe.
Okay, yeah.
2018, 2019, around those times. Of course, we were still a project. We hadn't been a registered company as yet. But since then, we've been able to do a lot more. And reach a lot more people. So many lives that we've really impacted, people that we've really helped to get their agricultural businesses off the ground, get them income and all of that. So that has been a very wonderful thing to witness and see ourselves doing. Because it's something I never thought that I'd do. You know, I was telling you earlier that I literally just fell into entrepreneurship. I just found myself as an entrepreneur. It actually took me a while to even recognize myself as an entrepreneur, because I genuinely saw myself as being a person who was helping. You know, as being a person who was serving. And then in time, I actually saw, okay, that's actually what entrepreneurship is about, you know. And I think a lot of people see entrepreneurship as this big, far away thing, whereas it's really not. It's as simple as seeing something that you can really change, or something that you can do, or finding a space where you can occupy and help people, even just seeing an opportunity to help. That in itself can really kickstart someone into a really great entrepreneurship journey. So yes, that's pretty much where I've been at. God has really helped me in a lot that we have achieved. I really think would not have been if I really was doing it by myself. So yeah.
That's awesome. I wanted to ask actually, in terms of this new normal that we're living in now, you know, the effects of the lockdown and COVID-19, how has that affected you, whether it be personally or business-wise, you know, going forward, and allowed, you know, could you touch on, you know, that in that respect?
The lockdown has actually been a gift. It's been such a gift. I got a chance. It felt like the world just slowed down and came to a stop, so that I could regroup and actually figure out, what am I doing? You know, what am I doing? What do I want to do? Where do I want to be? What do I want my life to look like? And it got me a chance. It gave me a chance to really change the things that I wanted to change, to start the things that I've always wanted to start, and be who I really wanted to be, you know, and work towards being the person that I wanted to be. So I think the lockdown and COVID has been a gift. It's also been painful and a bit traumatic in that I lost my grandmother just 2 weeks ago, who was it's been a tough time, because she was a very instrumental person in my life.
I saw a picture of her on your
like growing up, I can't even picture moments where she wasn't there. So even in my adult life, I'm graduating in December. She was supposed to see that, so that was the most painful part. But we push on. We really just taking it day by day. So yeah, it's been good, it's been bad, but I think it's given me an opportunity to do things that I feel like I wouldn't have done otherwise. I wouldn't have gotten time to do, or made time to do. It sort of forced me to sit down and take a look at myself and my life, the things that I'm doing, and really shape a future, or what I really wanted to do, or what I wanted to be known by. And yeah, I think I'm not done yet. There's a lot more that I'm still yet to do. And with things opening up now, it's getting a bit more busier. But I think I've done a lot. during this lockdown period.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful, quite honestly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Gratitude all the way.
Yeah.
And geez, I lost. Just slipped my mind. I had something that I wanted to congratulate you for. You said you're graduating in December.
Yes.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You know, and yeah, man, I just wanted to do that and say that. And this kind of interview flew. Like we had a lot.
It really
You know, is there anything that you
yeah.
want to touch on that you feel passionate about besides what we've been talking about that you want to expand upon a bit? So top of your head, anything that you just feel like you want to talk about? Just get off your chest.
I really think it's important that I emphasize on the value of service.
Okay.
The value of service. It's something that you take for granted, but you realize at a later stage that it's everything. Serving is really everything. It can really build you as a person. Personal development is very important. I think I wouldn't be where I am if I really hadn't worked on myself, worked on what I know, and really worked on getting to know more.
Yes.
As a young person, you really feel like that the situations, or not necessarily situation, but the spaces in which you are in, that's all there is. And that couldn't be further from the truth, you know. Serving really gets you, I feel like it's the key. It's really that treasure or that secret to life, I believe. That's the word. It's really that secret to life. Getting far, if you look at the track record of a lot of successful people, they started serving and doing things for other people, and in that time it was learning. So I really think it's an important thing to be intentional as a young person, that no, at some point in my life I have to serve, I have to submit under someone and really learn as much as I can. So that you can use whatever that you have learned to improve yourself and further yourself in whatever that you want to do, or get into spaces where you want to be. I attribute a lot of my success to the platforms and spaces in which I just sat and observed or participated as a servant. As a servant in that space. I've learned too much from it. And the value that you get from it is immeasurable.
I'd argue that it's something that just, it was a process, because I remember as I was growing up, my ideas of success evolved.
Yes.
And I'm at this point where I'm like, success to me is to be in service of others and to help others at the same time. And that was my aunt actually, when we were having a discussion about this over the weekend, and that's one of the things that she was saying. And I was just like, geez. You know, for me, I was like, success is a continuum. That was where I was at that time. I was like, success is a continuum. You have to be consistent, that kind of thing. And then when she said, she went a higher level and went on to a spiritual level, but bringing others, helping others, being in service. And I argue as well that there is only that. Yes. To be very honest. Because if you focus on service, abundance is the result. Yes. You know, helping others is the result. And doing stuff from a place of love is basically the result of wanting to be in service and passionate about something. So I think that's just is my take on, you know, service in that regard. And
for some reason, people just don't seem to realize it. In a lot of industries, actually, a lot of them, to their core, it's really about service. If you look at business, you identify a need that someone else has, and then you figure out something, put something together that will service that need. So I really think that people shouldn't be, it's really something that you have to be intentional about, and be genuine when doing it, and do it for the right reasons. From there, you really reap the rewards of it, I believe. So you really get the benefits of service. So yeah, I really think that's one thing that I really encourage a lot of people, particularly young people, that are coming up and still have a lot of opportunities. Well, are exposed to a lot of opportunities, to be intentional about putting yourself out there. No one's going to come find you, quite honestly. Like, you have to be the person who's like, hey, this is what I have to offer. How can I help? You know. So
Okay, I think we're going to wrap up a bit, but I'd like to end off on a note, a very positive note. What would you say, what advice would you like to give the young persons out there? Not just encouragement or anything from your personal experience in order to conduct themselves along the path of whether it's discovering their power within entrepreneurship or in that regard.
Take your time. Take your time. Don't be rushed by anyone or anything, and only do things when you truly believe you're ready. Don't rush the process. Don't rush your preparation phase. Spend time in preparation, because that's probably where you find out the most about yourself. In preparation, where you're by yourself and really figuring out how to make whatever it is that you want to do work, be it your business, be it any idea that you want to implement. Preparation is key. So that's what I'd say. Of course, don't take forever. At some point, implement. Go for it, and don't be afraid of anything, because you pretty much don't have anything to lose. You don't gain anything by just sitting and being afraid. And that's pretty much what I'd say. Spend time in preparation and just go for it. You don't have anything to lose. You don't have it anyway, whatever it is that you want. So you can't lose what you don't have. So just go for it and do whatever you want to do. Apply for that scholarship, even if you don't meet the minimum requirements. You don't have anything to lose. Apply for that award or whatever it is. You don't have anything to lose. So just do it. Put yourself out there and don't be afraid of failure. Because that's the only way you'll get an answer, whether you fail or succeed, if you put yourself out there and you do it.
100%.
So you'll never know. Just do it.
I think that's a wonderful note. I think that's a wonderful note to end off on. And for the persons who would like to follow you personally and Sprout Africa, could you just tell them your handles?
Okay, my handle is Sprout Africa. This is Sprout Africa, my business. Sprout Africa _ZA. And my personal account is Tumelo _Zondi. That's me. 100%. And then on Facebook, just Tumelo Zondi, just Sprout Africa.
100%. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was a magnificent Tumelo Zondi.
Magnificent.
Thank you so much for coming on the show, man. I really appreciate it. And guys, please do like, subscribe, comment, and engage at The Reality Shift SA and at Leadswear Moto on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, what else? I'm at TikTok. So I think those are all the platforms. And thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you guys can learn, and this is a process of growth. So ciao.